But yeah, if any of that should interest you, you have the option to subscribe if you'd like to. I won't tell you what to do, I don't care. Live your truth. But if you do or you are, all I can say is, welcome to the ride, and I'll see you next time.
Several months later.
It's about time. Hello, my name is Jessica. I am 25-ish, and this is my YouTube channel that I regularly forget exists. Well, I'm still trying to figure out this adult and be productive in my personal work. I am so happy to announce that one of my side projects is finally coming into fruition. Allow me to introduce to you the Disaster Drawer. Disaster Drawer was an idea I had for a visual podcast around 2021. The idea for it at the time being to help generate content for a production company I was trying to start. We don't talk about Bruno. And Disaster Drawer is exactly what it sounds like. It is a literal drawer. That almost went all over my floor. Also, giving credit to the name, it is an absolute disaster. Based on the idea of a junk drawer, or as neurodivergents tend to say, doom boxes, which, if that's your first time hearing that term, is a box where you essentially just throw anything and anything into that doesn't specifically have a place of its own. Almost like a later pile for things that don't otherwise have a set place already. And in the disaster drawer is a bunch of crap. And topics. Topics that'll aim to get commentary of all types. Also, the abundance of easily distracted hosts and co-hosts make for plenty of B-stories. So in the end, it's just a disaster. When I came up with the idea for this podcast, I wanted to kind of hone in on the essence of those random conversations you have amongst friends that turn into something along the lines of a high school level philosophy lecture. Not too advanced, but enough you get the gist. And me and my autistic tendencies often can go on for hours on any given topic, but I do generally work better in a conversational format. If you know me, if you do, you know I always like to have someone to keep me in check, keep me humble. Shut up, Lauren. So with the help of my amazing friends who took the time out of their busy schedules to share their stories and perspectives, we spent the last 6 months filming and preparing episodes to be published on the 11th and 22nd of each month starting January 11th, 2024, 2 days before my 26th birthday. Gotta get the health insurance money somewhere. While I don't want to give everything away, let me tell you just a little bit of what to expect. So this entire podcast has been something that really I've been using to kind of test and get a sense of where my own production skills are at. For those who don't know, I got my degree in digital media, and now I'm finally doing something with it. All of the episodes were edited by me. The majority of the short form media is probably going to also be edited by me. Camera setup was like 90% me, and the soundboard management was 100% me, except for one episode which I still have to edit yet. It's really just more so a personal test of my skill set as far as where my weaknesses and strengths are within my craft. That being said, there are quite a few weaknesses. I very much so work by trial and error, so that will oftentimes reflect in the final result. For example, you may see a rogue piece of equipment here and there, as well as the occasional placement of a not sponsored beverage. There may also be some very small or few hiccups in editing, but believe me, I am a fix it and post bitch, so that is the one thing I pay attention to the most. But alas, to err is human. As far as the subject matter of Disaster Drawer, there will be some topics that are more mature or severe than others. That being said, I would not recommend this podcast to be viewed by people who are under the age of 17. There may also be times where alcohol or other legal substances may be seen on screen, all done responsibly by adults who are of legal age to be doing so if they so choose. That being said, this is the internet and I am not bougie enough to try Patreon, so most of this stuff will be censored anyway if it does happen. Also, the topics at times will get a bit political or will call on opinions for current events happening at the time of filming. That being said, the majority of the filming was done in the summer before October, and it will be labeled at the beginning of each episode when that episode was filmed. There's not an ignorance in season 1 to what's currently going on globally. It's just that the season was filmed before majority of these things were taking place, and they will more than likely be covered in season 2. So that being said, if there is a touchy topic that is pulled out, it may not necessarily be a current event, but either way, there will be honest and genuine statements made because we don't shy from controversial topics in this house. While this is considerably a lower maintenance project, there is a level of accomplishment here that I have not yet been able to get to in other years or projects. And I genuinely cannot express enough the amount of gratitude I have for the opportunity and support to have been able to create this podcast. So with that, mark your calendars for January 11th if you are interested. If you're also interested in following me on other social media, these are them. And with that, thank you again to everybody who's helped me with this project so far and will in the future, and I can't wait for you to see it. And that's all I have to say about that, so till next time, whenever that is.